This was the chain rule quiz. So unfortunately, if you missed the class, you missed 2 quizzes, so that was kind of a downer. But a lot of students really didn't do very well on this. And so I give you this 1 plus sine x squared. What I would have done, well, I'll do this the book way, is say that u equals minus cosine x over 1 plus sine x, and then y equals u squared. So that's how I would have done this. Some of you, and we won't mention any names, Alex, some of you wanted to, well, some of you said, I don't even know what to do with that too, so you just totally ignored it. Some of you wanted to square this, which you would have gotten the same answer. You would have just taken a lot longer to get it, but you could have done that. And so, again, remember the way I do these is I say, well, bring the 2 down front, leave the inside alone, subtract 1 from the exponent, and then take the derivative of the inside. Well, if you notice with that whole u business up top, that's doing the same thing. That's saying find this derivative, and this is my u squared part, and when I find that derivative, I would get 2u. So this is my 2u, and then this, meaning when I get my derivative over here, 2u, and then this is going to be my u prime, or we said we multiply those 2 together. So however you do this, if you do it my way, by just looking at this and saying, okay, bring this 2 down front, leave the inside alone, and then take the derivative of the inside. Now I actually have a quotient rule. So, and I got to keep carrying, this was another thing that I noticed a lot of students missed, is they kind of forgot about this piece, but you have to keep carrying it the entire way. All right, so now times, I'm taking this derivative, the quotient rule, which says leave the bottom alone, times the derivative of the top. Well, the derivative of cosine is a negative sign, and it's negative cosine, so it would be a positive sign. This is another mistake that I saw students make. This sign is going to end up being multiplied by every one of these values. Some of you just multiplied it by that first sign. And then, where am I? So I'm going to have, I mean do that, undo. So I'm going to have minus, now I leave the top alone, if I can get this to fit in here. And I take the derivative of the bottom. Well, the derivative of 1 is 0. The derivative of sine is cosine. Cosine x, and then all over the bottom squared. All right, so I still have this 2 times minus cosine x, 1 plus sine x. And then over here, I distribute the sign, so I'm going to have sine x plus sine squared x. Negative and a negative is a positive, so cosine squared x. And that is an extra parentheses. And that was the hint that I gave you, that you would need the sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. Okay, so that was the actual hint. And so this becomes 2 times all that junk in parentheses still. 1 plus sine x, that piece becomes 1. So plus 1 over, I'm going to go ahead and separate this so you can see what I'm canceling. And so since that's squared, I can separate that into 2 pieces. And now I can cancel one of those, and then that's pretty much your answer. You could write it a little better, meaning minus 2 cosine x over 1 plus sine x, and it's squared because I have 2 of them left. So that's kind of sort of what you were supposed to do on the quiz. Again, most students that either came up here and asked me questions or didn't and just turned theirs in forgot this piece right here, this middle piece. And so you would have ended up missing a cosine, okay? And, you know, it's difficult when I teach this, and, you know, I have to say that